HP. Thinkers are great, but doers change the world.
Militaries around the world are using robots to help save the lives of soldiers. But robots are increasingly being used on the offensive as well. Unmanned air vehicles, or drones, are leading the charge. American drones like the Predator Reaper and Global Hawk are in wide use in Afghanistan and Pakistan. In the Gaza Strip in 2009, Israeli Heron drones hunted down militants and provided reconnaissance during the fighting with Hamas. The powerful onboard cameras capture images of IEDs being planted from miles away. A word of warning: what you are about to see may disturb some viewers. The drone camera locks onto the target. The pilot commands a strike. Militants run for cover. Children follow. The pilot holds back and waits. A militant armed with a rocket moves into view. And the target is destroyed. Lieutenant Colonel Dan is a reserve drone pilot. We can't show his face because of Israeli military security rules.
I live in a small city just by Tel Aviv, and I can start my day in the morning, come to my operational squadron, take off with the drone, with the UAV, fly over to an enemy territory, do a mission for a few hours, and then come back and finish my day and go back home. I think the days of the macho fighter pilots are numbered. I'm sure that the future is in the drones for most of the combat missions.
A former combat pilot with a long history of ducking anti-aircraft missiles, Dan now spends most of his time designing better drone aircraft. He works for Israel Aerospace Industries, or IAI, one of the biggest exporters of unmanned aircraft in the world. IAI sells drones to 5 NATO armies now fighting in Afghanistan. Drone technology has changed the way the Israeli military carries out targeted assassinations. Again, this footage may be disturbing. Drones lock on to wanted militants traveling in moving cars. Missiles are fired from coordinating attack helicopters and fighter jets. They destroy the targets with devastating accuracy. During the Hamas suicide bombing offensive against Israel in 2001 to 2005, this deadly strategy wiped out 3 top Hamas leaders and many of their top military commanders. The Heron drones are especially effective because of their imaging systems, the synthetic aperture radar, or SAR. Because it's radar, it can see through fog and mist, day or night. This is a high-resolution SAR image of a field in the Golan Heights, taken from 60 miles away on a cloudy night.
And here in the center of this image, there are some irrigation sprinklers. Imagine that you can see these small objects in the dark. This is, for me, a magic.
The Israeli company Contrap makes the DSP-1 camera. The challenge is to keep the image stable, focused, and clear. And to do that, the technology mimics how humans use their necks and eyes.
We've got the neck, which moves right, left, up, down, and the eyes, which do the same movement. But when we're in motion, the eyes do the very precise stabilization to give us our brain to see a stabilized image.
It's that steadiness that allows pilot operators like Lieutenant Colonel Dan to spot snipers and militants planning roadside charges. These American UAVs use similar tactics against Taliban militants. Last August, American Predators, which are controlled from a base in the U.S., took out Taliban leader Baitullah Masood in Pakistan. Israel recently unveiled its latest UAV, the Heron TP. The drone has the wingspan of a Boeing 737, it can stay airborne for more than 20 hours, and fly at an altitude of 45,000 feet. Older drones required the pilot to fly and aim. In this updated prototype, the pilot focuses on the target, and the plane modifies its flight to keep it in the crosshairs. The Heron is programmed to return to base by itself if it loses contact with its handler. Shimon Sarid is a drone developer.
To be a great innovator means that you must have a great out-of-the-box idea and you must also have the courage and the energy to push it out of the box.
Sarid says he is constantly trying to bring out the creative child in his designers, many of whom are passionate model airplane enthusiasts.
They have a hobby, a strong hobby of building and flying model aircraft. And naturally, this kind of people are moving into the UAV business because for them, a UAV is an advanced model aircraft to play with. And some of them are highly rated around the world in their model aircraft specialty in international competitions. So we have many people here that their hobby and jobs are combined. And I think that's the win-win situation. We don't have to wait until somebody will have operational need for it. Our experience shows that if you have a good idea, you just implement it into your product, and somebody down the road and very soon will find the operational need how to use it.
Unmanned aircraft are on the rise in the U.S. military as well. F-18 Hornets, manned by pilots, often head to Iraq from aircraft carriers like this one, the USS Nimitz. But takeoffs and landings are difficult because the runway moves up and down more than 15 feet every several seconds, and the jets must land with full thrust in case they miss the short runway. Soon, these dangerous missions may be a thing of the past. The U.S. Navy is developing an unmanned fighter jet that can land on an aircraft carrier without endangering human lives. The X-47B. The next generation of UAVs may be more versatile than traditional aircraft, able to execute sharp turns at high speeds that a human pilot could never withstand. Inventors predict that in the future, pilotless fighter jets could engage in missions too dangerous for manned flights. Some fighter pilots have their doubts. While the drone's capabilities are impressive, there is debate as to whether they really mean the end of the fighter pilot. Military pilots are considered elite troops, and millions of dollars are spent in training each one. So many of them argue that their training, their capacity for split-second assessments and informed reactions cannot be duplicated by a machine. Joe Dyer of iRobot is a former U.S. Navy test pilot.
100 years from now, pilots will be in cockpits, I think, on special missions where intuition is required, where there is a requirement for special political considerations. Will it be for motor skills? No, I don't think so.
Up next, from the skies to the seas, naval forces develop new battle strategies with cutting-edge robotic ships.
Go out, come very close to the threat, identify it. Whatever happens, you're not risking any humans.